So everyone watching, what's up? I'm Billy G. And we have the pleasure of having Miss Stephanie Blake on us with us right now. And first of all, Stephanie, and by the way, if you guys are watching shit, get your distractions away. Let me get it started with this. Stephanie, how much money did you make today/yesterday or the last couple of days? What was it?
Well, today with new clients, I'm netting I will be netting $7,000 a month.
I didn't know if you guys just heard that. Did you guys hear? She said a month too. She wasn't playing. She didn't hit you with the one-time stuff. She said a month. She said it real cute, like, well, just 7 G's a month. No big deal. I'm just out here. I love it. Okay, so again, put your distractions away because you're talking to not only a boss, not only a great businesswoman, but tell them what else you are, Stephanie.
I am a mother of 4.
A mother of 4.
Yeah.
So I got one kid. Right? I got one, and I'm traveling, working, and so I got my girl. She's doing her thing too, right? And I'll tell you, she does most of the work. I already think she's a superwoman for doing that. Now you're doing that 4 times over? Stop.
It's crazy. My youngest is 3 and my oldest is 14, and I homeschool my oldest, and then I'm also working a full-time job at this moment. So
stop it. Okay, first of all, hold on. Are you guys watching this? Listen to what the woman is saying. And the reason why I'm so hyped right now, Stephanie, is because I hear excuses every day. Oh, I don't have the time, and it was too hard. And people, shut up. Shut up. A mother of not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. In addition to full-time job. In addition to running her own business that's now at $7,000 a month. What's your excuse? I'm just saying. So, okay, enough hype. That was fun though. So Stephanie, on a serious note, tell everyone how you kind of met us. How'd you meet the Billy Jeans marketing team, and how'd you come with this team of bandits?
Okay, so last year I was working for a company called Business to Blogger, and it's since been sold. But while I was working for them, I ran across your ad somehow, and they were so crazy. And
we found you.
Yes, you found me. And I was looking into marketing things, fresh into stuff, and I had no idea what the possibilities were on Facebook advertising. I just had no idea about pixels or any of this stuff, but I was trying wildly to sell a course that I'd helped create. And so they paid for me to go through your course. And so I learned everything I possibly could and implemented it for the course, and it really did help. I mean, I started getting Facebook leads for way cheaper, and our webinars, I think one webinar, we had over 800 registrants. Yeah, and that was using your techniques as far as on the Facebook ad campaign side. Yeah. And basically that company got sold.
Wait, really fast, Stephanie, and because I get this question a lot too, is they say, all right, Billy, I know you guys kind of know Facebook and stuff, but I know Facebook too. So I don't really need that training on Facebook and da-da-da. Like, we already have that figured out. Can you break down for everyone watching, like, because I get hit with that so much. Everyone feels like they're just so arrogant. Everyone, and including myself. I was the same way before I really dove into. So I get it. But just what do you say the difference of what you knew, and you did know a lot, but compared to what you learned after?
Well, so my first testimonial video that I sent in was when I was just being super honest, and I was really bummed that you dripped out the courses because I felt like I probably wasn't going to get any real value until like the 5th or the 6th week, and it's really kind of embarrassing now because because I realized, I mean, it was the 2nd week where I started getting real value, and I was like, what's Power Editor? Like all these things. But I mean, you really gave even more value than just even Power Editor. Yeah. I mean, so much more value in all aspects. Speaking of children, here is one coming in right now. Although this one isn't mine. We have someone coming in here. That one's mine. I'm sorry, just 1 second.
Hey, what's up? Hi.
Say hi real quick. They're kind of a mess. They've been playing. Say hi. Hi.
What's up? Hi.
Hi. And then hold on real quick, guys, and then y'all have to go out of the room. Don't knock down the thing. Say hi.
What's up?
This is Anna. She's my niece. Hey. Okay, you guys got to go play, okay? Go right out that way. This is what I work with, okay? Real life here, people, real life. I have my 3-year-olds in the room with me at all times, and so it gets insane. But my husband actually, John!
Hey, and everyone watching right now, this is real, right? It's just a real person just like you. The same one, the same story you've told yourself of why you couldn't, she's showing you she can. And here she is, she's still got everything else going on. Again, making time. right? So, all right, continue on. So you come on board with us and you learn all the stuff and you're feeling good. And yeah, you sent us a video testimonial in and told us that too and kept it pretty real. And that was a few months ago when you were involved. It was a while back now. And so there's been time. And then, so tell us what's been happening on the journey. So you kind of come in, you get the fundamentals, you get the training, then what?
So basically, the company was sold, and then I started working for an amazing blogger and helping her out with content upgrades and all this crazy stuff. And so at that point, I only had a job through the summer. Yep. And I was like, what am I going to do? Because my goal is to be at home with my kids. I love technology. I love everything to do with technology. I'm a big computer nerd. And so I knew I could do something at home. And honestly, it came to that point where I had to make a decision to believe in myself. And a lot of that came actually from you, Billie Jean, because several different times I would like kind of voice my insecurities about like, could I do this? Like, is this really possible? And just had to choose to believe in myself and believe that the skills that I had obtained were of value and that...
And that's a choice, Scott. Stephanie, I'm loving everything you're saying right now because everyone, it's a choice, right? It's a choice to just, you choose to be confident, right? And then you act it out every day and it becomes real. It becomes real. Then you get results and it's like, oh shit, I did that. I'm a badass.
So one of the things you train us to do in Clicks to Customers is to create the video presentation or the to send out to people. So I knew a chiropractor that I had already been seeing a long time ago, hadn't seen him in years, but a great guy, already into marketing, and he was just what you said. You know, you look for someone who's already kind of doing stuff, already has video, and he is just great on camera and already had some stuff going on. So I made him a video. I literally, Billie Jean basically said almost word for word what you said.
Good. Yes, you're good.
Yeah. And so I made that that video for him, and he was like, I'm in. And he started talking to me about some other people who had approached him.
How did that feel, by the way, just to get that yes? Because it takes a lot of work. Like, people hear that all the time. It takes work. You got to research people, then you got to come up with a proposal. You got to get on camera. You got 4 kids. Like, how did it feel just to get the yes like that?
It was amazing, and honestly, and I'm sure some people can really identify with this, just really feeling scared. I'm not a real fearful person, but I know that I love to do a good job. I'm an achiever. I like to achieve and do a really killer job at whatever I put my hands to, and this was the first time ever really in my technological career had I created something on my own and stepped out on my own. And so it was scary. It was great, but like, now I've got to do it. Like, and then I'm like back in the Clicks to Customers, like reviewing stuff and like, am I doing that right? Am I doing this right? And, you know, and can I go ahead and start telling you about the campaign?
You can, but everyone watching really fast. Before Stephanie, she's giving me a lot of kudos right now, but I'm telling you, it's Stephanie. And you guys see me point this out in all these strategy sessions is Stephanie, and I remember in class too, was always there on the live calls. You were always asking questions, emailing, hitting up support. She was a hustler who was actually using it. Too many times do we invest in the programs, teaching, coaching. We don't do shit. Not this woman. She was hustling the whole time. So when everyone at home watching is like, oh, it's so easy, she's a mother of 4. No, it's not a like hooray, cheery story. Like, she's busting her butt. And I would have cursed, but I know there's kids in the house. So, okay, so now Stephanie, tell them. So you do this proposal, you hit up a chiropractor, you say, all right, you know what? I'm gonna try this thing. Okay.
Yeah.
What happened?
So I reached out to him and he said yes. And I made my first appointment to go visit him one-on-one. And whenever I did that, I kind of gave him whatever spew I could think would be relevant. And I was just really straightforward with him and said, you know, I want to work with you because of these things. This is what I can do for you. And I want you to give me a testimonial video. I want to work with you. And for that, you know, you're going to put forth the ad spend, but I'm only going to charge you X amount. And so so I got the campaign started.
Really fast, quick point there too, just to chime in. I got a question today and someone asked me, they said, well, you know, what do I do to a customer if I feel like I don't have the experience yet? Well, you guys just heard it. She said, well, I'm not going to charge you this right now because I haven't earned that, right? Everyone wants to take the quick path and just, oh, I want to just rush the riches. So they're willing to jeopardize their performance with someone else's money just to collect a quick buck. And that's what everyone's missing. I'm so messed up. But no, it said, hey, I haven't really earned that yet. So no, this is where I'm at. And I'm going to be honest with you. This is what I'd like to test for you. Let's see what the hell happens. Okay, then what?
Okay, so I start the ads and the one ad, I did a video ad, and I doctored it up in Final Cut a little bit and followed all your principles for the ad, and we ran it, and I set up, of course, the landing page and all that jazz. And then within 24 hours, we had 14 brand new leads.
Woo!
But needless to say, he sat up and took attention. So
14 ads, 14 leads coming in for this stranger client who's like, yeah, like let's see what this mother of four can do. And then sure enough, boom, 14 leads. What was his reaction? What did he say after that? What was your reaction?
Well, I kind of, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm always thinking bigger than whatever actually happens. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So whenever the 14 leads came in, I knew that was good, but I was like, shouldn't it have been way more than that? Like, but he was ecstatic, and he was like, okay, what do we do next? At 2 weeks, we had 40 new patients in the door.
Whoa.
And on Thursday, which is the 30th of June, 2016.
Oh, she giving you real dates. This is not scripted, huh?
No. And so that on the 30th, it'll be a full month, and it's not even the 30th yet, and we have 79 new leads.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and of those 79, we have, I think it's 43 that are new patients, and they have brought in only so far, $17,000 worth of income from my client. Yay!
Stop it.
Yes.
Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it.
Yeah, and so and the other ones are, they're still following up with them, and then we also have an email drip campaign that we actually haven't implemented, so we're fully expecting that those other people are going to come through the doors, and then also...
What she's saying is she hasn't even implemented everything, just using some front-end stuff brings him 79 leads in a month, which, guys, for a chiropractor is probably more than he's seen all year from any marketing effort he's ever done in his entire life. Right? So here she comes, and the first day, this guy's like, oh my goodness, this could be on something real. A month later, the guy's making money. 40 clients paying, he's cashing out, and it's $17,000 in his pockets.
And he had only spent $500 in ad spend.
Oh, stop it! What?
Yeah.
500? Can you guys imagine doing that for a client right now? Mother four, $500 in ad spend. $17,000 for a client. So, Stephanie, now here you are really fast. How did that make you feel? Looking at those numbers, how you feel right now knowing that you did that by yourself, mother of four?
Well, I mean, it feels absolutely amazing. And honestly, okay, so I'm super, I don't know what you call it, but I love helping people. Like, it's just part of who I am. So, like, it felt amazing to me to know that I have the capability of literally turning a local business's life upside down. And I know there's way bigger implications, but for me, that was gold because I genuinely love to help people. So doing something I love, getting paid great amounts, and then helping businesses do what they love, it's like...
no full circle. It's like, dude, you can get paid and you can earn for your family, do what you want while doing that for them too. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not an MLM. It's just helping people find customers. And guess what? Chiropractor, they're changing lives too. So you got these that's called a win-win-win, my friends. That's how you build a long-lasting business that sticks around forever and ever and pays you again and again and again. So they get these stupid, dumb, insane results.
Yeah, and it's not, and I also installed the Pixel for him, and so his Pixel's running, and we have 589 people. And in the Pixel, so we're going to be doing retargeting to them. And I've also already got dinner with the doctor planned. We have a migraine campaign that we're going to be running.
She's already on the next thing. I mean, the guy is killing. She's on the next thing. I freaking love it. Okay, so now let's tell him, right? So doctor gets paid. His client's being helped. So now let's talk about Stephanie. How does that mean income for you? What were the steps there? Let's talk about how money's in your pocket.
Well, so the deal is that my husband works 2 jobs. He still has his jobs. He so wants to quit. Like, as soon as I gave him the call, he's like, "Can I quit today?" And I was like, "No, no."
That's it, babe. That's it.
Yeah. And so, but he works 2 jobs. So he's gone 6 days a week and doesn't get home till like 7 o'clock at night, and which is really hard. And I work my tail end off at my job, which I love, by the way, that I have through the summer. And it's always been a real struggle. So, I'm always exhausted, as you can imagine, with everything I've got going on. And the last thing I want to do is make another meal, so like 3 meals a day. I've got kids. One's a teenager. They eat like crazy. And I'm just like, why do they have to eat every day?
Just stop.
But so for me, just to be able to go out to eat somewhere was a serious pain point. Like, I'm about to put $30 or $40 into our bellies. Like, and this is not even good food. If we go to get like decent food for my family, it's going to be $50 to $60, And so we've lived in this place of just, struggling, working really hard, barely making ends meet, not really able to fix things that need to be fixed. Like, if I turn this around, you can see our fence is kind of falling down. But, what this means for us now is the ability to really, to me, the sky's the limit. I truly believe just right now, from what happened today, which I haven't even gotten to tell you yet, it's literally doubled what I've been able to bring in myself like my entire life, probably. Wow. So,
let's run that back. That's serious right there. So the income that you generated, what it sounds like from this, you haven't even told me yet, is more money than you've ever made in your entire life.
Yeah, in a month. Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Wow.
By myself, bringing in by myself, that's more money than I've ever made. And I've been in the computer industry for a long time, big computer geek, studied network engineering, but it's always been something where my priority is I want to be at home. I love my children. My oldest, I want to homeschool him. Not all of them are homeschooled, but that's my passion. My kids are my passion. Life is my passion. I love technology, but first comes life, first comes my kids. And so it's life-changing for us. My husband won't have to work 2 jobs. I won't have to feel bad about going out to eat and not making dinner. I can get my fins fixed. I can dream even bigger than that. We could actually take a family vacation. There's so many things that I'm not even capable of dreaming yet, because You
haven't even seen outside of that, outside of what's been going on in front of you. You haven't been able to look up and think big picture here.
Yeah.
The story is so good, Stephanie, that I would have thought that I paid you and we script this out. I'm telling you, it just sounds like, think about the headline, mother of 4, retires her husband. And it's just like, come on, does that really happen? It's so real. You're looking at it right now.
You can look me up. So, like, Social Sparrow, that's the name of the new company I'm starting. So if you don't believe this, you can look me up, Social Sparrow on Facebook.
Megan, shout her out. Put that shit right there. Put that stuff right on the screen. Boom. Put a sound effect with it too.
Yeah, the website's actually mysocialsparrow.com, but and it's still being built, by the way, because it's like, another amazing thing that happened, and this is due to Billie Jean. I was actually my current employer decided that she wanted somebody on her team that is lead page certified. So she paid for me to go through Converted You, which is conversion marketing training. Yeah. So I went through that training, and I passed the test, which, is this incredible training. It's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. But the thing is there's a practicum at the end, okay? And this practicum is no joke. It's ridiculous. It took me 3 weeks to complete, and I was ahead of the game because of the work that I had done with you and doing the campaigns that I had run previously. Had I not had that, I would not have been able to get what I did or do what I have done, which is I'm technically the first ever conversion marketing lead pages certified person. I was the first person to complete it. So if you go and you look up lead pages directory of certified individuals, they haven't put it out yet because they want to make sure they have more than a handful of people to promote. But basically they're going to say, here's our professionals. And if you need help with lead pages or anything to do with lead pages or conversion marketing, these are the people that we certify. But I know that had that not been there, a lot of the things I learned in your course, I would not have been able to complete that practicum like I did. So, whenever they said
work and like being a student and loving it and really being, like you said, focused on your clients' results first. The first thing she said wasn't, oh, look how much money I'm making. That was like I have to still drag it out of her. But the first thing was, man, I'm just really glad to give someone else results. And it sounds cheesy and like, people are like, no, it's real. It's really real. When you get that call from your client and they say, look, my business was about to go under and now you've done this. We've had it happen multiple times where, a client calls crying and they're just, oh my God, I can't believe, and it feels great. And so, Stephanie, now tell us the results. So you run this campaign Things are good. You show them what you can do for a month. And now here it comes of the conversation. This is what everyone's afraid of. They say, well, how do I ask them for money? So how did that go? Tell us about how you turned this kind of test filling situation out to money into your pocket.
So honestly, I have winged it. So the chiropractor I'm working with, he's actually, I've said it before, he's really great, and he's got a great marketing brain. And so his basic thing is you have scratched my back, I am going to scratch yours. So he reaches out to 10 of his best chiropractic buddies that are, they're done a little bit of marketing before, and he says, listen, these are the results that I have gotten, and they're freaking out, and they're like, are you sure? This and that, and they're
throwing did you Photoshop that and prove it? Are you really brought that in, Steve? What's going on?
Yeah. Or like, it's only worked for you because of this or because of that. And so he said, let's do a webinar together. And I like, that's a fantastic idea. So he's getting all 10 of his buddies that he wants to show this first. He said he could definitely get me at least, 50 to 100 that would be interested for sure. And I'm like, whoa. But
this is again, everyone, she put someone else's interest first. She focused on just bringing this one person results. And now the guy is talking about introducing her to 10, which really means now he's already talking about 50 to 100. So let's just continue on here. So he's having this conversation. I'm sure your eyes are getting big, like, yeah, we could do that.
Honestly, I don't have time to my eyes get big, I think, because I'm going from one thing to the next with my children, with everything. So I'm just kind of like, a webinar. Okay. How am I going to set that up? So I'm not really thinking this is I don't know. I guess it takes a little while for things to process. But basically, of those 10 chiropractors, 2 of them could not make it because they're going out of town. So I had to pitch them this morning.
Okay.
So I, late last night, stayed up making a PowerPoint presentation and lined everything out that I thought I could. And I made up these packages.
Okay.
So we have a basic package, which is just basically one campaign and monitoring. And I was going to charge $1,500, but I said $1,200 for these guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving them a discount. And then there's the pro package, which is what I really thought and wanted everybody to sign up for, which is a dinner with a doctor campaign plus a regular ad campaign based on a new patient special, installing the pixel, and one retargeting ad. And I was going to do $1,500 for these guys. This is only for these guys. I put that would be worth $2,000, and I'm giving it to them for $1,500. And then I just made up an elite package, and I thought, nobody's going to get this. And so it contains, the new patient special, the dinner with the doctor, retargeting, pixel installation, a customized version, and a possible e-course done on lead pages or something, and then a 2 hours of marketing call, personal one-on-one call per month.
Why not?
So I said that would be $2,000 for you guys, but it's normally $3,000, and these prices are only good until 2016, under which prices may be subject to change. And I did that to this guy, and was like, yeah, I want the elite package, go ahead and sign me up. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, and I've got 2 locations, right? I was like, oh, no, I wasn't aware. Okay, so you want 2 locations. He's like, yeah, I've got 2 locations, so I want you to make me a deal. Take a little bit off of that, and I'm going to give you both of my locations, and I will send you payment today. And it's pretty much the same thing that happened with the other guy. He had 2 locations as well, and he wanted the elite package, and so I just gave them both the elite package for $3,500, and these guys are agreeing to give me video testimonials, written testimonials, and help me refer to other people. That's part of the reason they get the discount. So that was 2 clients at $3,500, equaling $7,000 a month.
Wow. Wow. What else do you say to that? Wow. Wow. I mean, reach straight up into the sky at midnight with 4 kids sleeping, pulled some crap out of the air, put it all together, threw it in a slide using her skills and her expertise. And you know what she did? She asked.
Yeah.
She asked. She went there and said, yeah, you know what? Here's my package. Here's my elite. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens. And then both the guys say, yeah, that's cool. We got this. Bam. Wow. How do you feel right now?
To be honest, I've been fighting with all sorts of emotions, and part of it is almost like this is too good to be true. And I was talking to Justin in your office today, and he said, he was telling me all this stuff, and I joined camp, which I recommend because I'm like, this. Oh, and I want to tell you this too, just being really transparent, and I'll get back to the conversation with Justin, but I don't have the money to join camp. Like, I don't. I literally don't. There's no money in savings. I don't have the money. So I have, worked this to work that to get, a payment in deposit to do camp. And so on that conversation, that's out of full faith, So in this conversation with Justin, he goes, so what's your big dream? Where do you want to see yourself at the end of this year? And I was like, well, I want my husband to be at home. I want him working with me. He's totally capable of doing this once he learns, and he's great with graphics. And then I would love to be making like $40,000 a month or $50,000 a month. And he laughed at me. He laughed at me. I mean, like a mean laugh. It wasn't a mean laugh. He was like, we can do that. That's going to happen, like a no-brainer. And so for me, I think it's just not even real. Like I'm believing and I just feel so very grateful because I feel like everything's kind of culminated to this time, and I feel very responsible to make sure I'm really smart with everything I'm doing and do really well with my clients. And
I have a question for you, Stephanie. This is important. So we dealt a lot of people, right? And this is something I didn't actually have. So I'm asking this out of curiosity too. So when I was first coming out in business, and not just when I first, like for the first couple of years, and I was not doing well. I was trying to figure all this out, right? So I was striking out, I have a couple of wins every now and then. But ironically, every time there was a situation that I should have invested into, from coaching, teaching, buying courses, things like that, I avoided it because I was like, I can't afford that, and I always ran away from it. And in time, I realized I took a really slow route because of that. I spent a lot of money, a disgusting amount of money that I could have easily avoided. And so it was only as I started to win more, become more successful, that I then realized the power of investing. To give you an idea, I was laying in bed the other day with my daughter, and I saw an ad for a program. I was like, oh, this looks like it. I spent $2,000 and I didn't flinch on a program that, I'm going to be honest, I've only logged in once so far. To read stuff and just pick up something and I keep going. But that's how much I believe in investing now, is I'm buying shit all of the time. But for you, so, most people in this situation, they get this opportunity and they say, okay, I'm going to go spend my money and I'll just kind of figure out, and they go back into the same cycle. But the first move that you do is you call us and say, hey, I want to invest. Why? What made you have the wisdom to do that? Because I didn't have that. I'll be honest with you.
Well, I think over the past year or so, I've learned by taking course and just understanding the value of having someone who knows what they're talking about. They've been there, they've done that. And I want to learn from your mistakes, and I want to do a good job. I'm serious. Like I said before, I'm an achiever. I want to do a fantastic job. I want to blow people away. And so I know the value that you provide already, but also too, I know that I know my weaknesses, and I know that I'm not good at numbers, and I have to learn to be good at numbers. Yeah. I don't use smart sheets. I don't exactly know what kind of processes and systems I'm going to set up in order to make this scalable. And I know in order to grow it and to realize that dream, it's going to have to be scalable, and I have to be smart. And I don't want to drop balls and let people down. I want to be able to do this, and I want to kill these ads. I want these people to be raving and excited, and for their businesses to be flourishing, and at the same token, me to be flourishing. And so that was it for me. I know that you know what you're talking about. I know that camp is going to be what I need to be able to pick up that phone and be like, okay, so I'm doing a custom conversion, but I don't understand why this isn't working or whatever, and get that quick answer so that I can keep going, and then really pick brains here at the beginning to lay a good solid foundation so that I don't want this thing to crumble because of something I could have known. So.
Yeah, I love that. And that's so real. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you like a quick strategy of how to deal with these clients, so that way you get off on the right path, right?
This is recorded, right?
Yeah, this is recorded.
Yeah, I was about to say, I gotta go get my paper.
Yeah, you'll record it, and then you can always call us. Really fast before you jump in, something that we don't usually get to ask, because you happen to come in this morning. So she comes in this morning at camp, and then you got to jump on a camp call. for the first time, kind of coming in cold. You got to, talk to Jess and experience our team. Just in the first, 6 hours of being in, how was the call today? And you can keep it really real. How was it to be in there, et cetera?
I think that the value is fantastic. I think that because I was like screenshotting stuff and making little notes, because I know that I'm not always going to be in chiropractic. I have a lot of ideas for a lot of other niches. I'm trying to pace myself. But the value for that is like every single thing you talked about, I got a little golden nugget out of every single one of those things. And so I loved that. And I think that the value there is fantastic, because you're going through real life stuff, and I can hear what other people who are trying to do what I'm, they're doing what I'm trying to do, and I can hear their pain points and what they're experiencing, and hopefully I can sideswipe those. I can learn from whatever they're dealing with.
Learn from other mistakes at a group scale. It's a beautiful thing, and that's the advantage that we have right now, because we get this community, right, and we see all the things that are going wrong and the things that are going right too, and so this is really exciting. Okay.
One thing though I want to tell you that was very valuable was I just learned about lead ads yesterday with Facebook, and I went berserk crazy. So I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I realized that I had a piece of software called Connectio that actually makes the lead directly into your ESP.
Autoresponder? Yeah.
And so I was like, whoa, hold on a second, what? And so I did an ad real quick for my chiropractor guy, and got that going. And then today, that was brought up. So lead ads are relatively new, but it was awesome, because instead of me going and just going headlong into this lead ad world of unexplored space that I know nothing about, I got to hear what you had to say about that today. And that's really valuable, because I guarantee you, I would have spent this next week, I would have spent hours just okay, how's this working? How's this working? And, you gave information about lead ads today that was very helpful to me. And so I was like, oh, you can't pixel that? Oh my,
exactly. And that's what I was telling everyone is guys and girls out there, just being a part of a community. I don't care if it's our community or the next, but having other people going through the same challenges, that is worth everything. You know what I mean? It's worth everything. Forget the trade, just that circle. Okay, so now let's get into some fun stuff. Let's get into your situation right now, okay? Start backwards. Okay, you need to always start backwards, and right now we're going to start kind of backwards with your goals, right? So right now, as you're going, and honestly, you're probably so busy you don't even have time to think about this, but this is important because I want you to think about this. So one little exercise, very very basic, but just really identify how much money you need/want to be earning to do those things that you talked about that mean a lot to you. For example, your husband working 2 jobs. Not being, be around so much. And you got 4 kids. You have one that's 14. College is probably on the horizon, right? Or the other things. There's all of these things that you mentioned, savings, right? It's something that we all want to do. We all know we should do. And now it's becoming very real to you to put a substantial amount there. And you're kind of seeing this next layer. So for the sake of this exercise, and you can go deeper later, but just give us an idea of what do you need to be making a month to kind of bring those into a reality?
So in order to have savings and stuff like that,
you can ballpark,
Oh my gosh, it'd be a whole different world just to even have $20,000 coming in a month. That would just be a whole different world right there.
Okay. So let's say $20,000. Okay, that's fine. So keep in mind, people, this is it's just a different conversation, but this woman just closed $7,000 a day, and her goal for the month was $20K. So we're just going to mathematically break it down and call it what it is, right? So your people right now are paying you 3 Gs, right? Easy now. 2 Gs. Okay, $2,000. So $2,000. First thing I'll tell you is once you get more case studies and you prove out these guys and you repeat the process, bump it up 2,500. Why not? Just guess, right? We can continue to.
They all told me they would have been willing to pay $3,000.
100%. So we'll get to pricing here in a second, but we definitely want to bump that. But for now, let's just make it really simple. Okay. Let's say you're doing 2,000. How many clients do you need to get to 20,000?
10.
Okay. And you already have how many so far?
1, 2. Well, I have technically 4.
Okay. So you got 4 locations already. So you just need to get to another 6. Right. So pretty much, just again, I want to, nothing and everyone watching at home, what really brings entrepreneurs forward to go to their next level is extreme clarity. That's why we're having this conversation right now. So I want you to see it, is you living all those things you just said is having consistently 10 clients a month. Now, you always want to account for bad things happening, because they will. It's not going to be a big deal, but they will. So we never just want to shoot for 10 if our goal is 20, right? Let's shoot for 15.
Okay.
Why not? Okay. So if your goal is to shoot for 15 clients, you'll be making $30,000 a month. That's where I want your brain. I don't want you to think of any other number. And again, every time you say to yourself, I can't make that, I've never done it before, it's not a real thing, I want you to take a step backwards and say, clarity, I just need another 5 chiropractors to do it. There's like 30,000 of them. Just get like 5 or 6. And again, this is the fun thing, is you're not just playing hypothetical business games in your head of, well, if I only get 1% of the market, you did this already. You're talking about things that we're looking to repeat. Right? So that's what makes it fun. So for you, for this example, we want 15 chiropractors paying us, okay? So I'll tell you what comes with that. Is number one, your first hire, a little bit down the road, I'm just starting backwards here, is going to be an account manager. Okay. Someone who's actually managing your Facebook accounts so that you can still have time to oversee the big picture, focus on growth and sales. So that's going to be your first hire. Now, in order to hire someone, working backwards, you need extreme process. Okay, meaning when a chiropractor comes on, you should have, show you, hold on. You should have a binder. Right, we're in my messy office right now. Okay, can you guys see this on camera here?
Yes.
But our shit's not a game. You should have a binder, okay? And you should be able to give it to anybody who walks into your business and that you hired and say, here's what to do to support a chiropractor. Boop. And they should be able to flip through the page and say, okay. Once I onboard them, this is what I need to do. Okay, this is what we use to collect cash. This is what we do to collect payment. Oh, this is what I do to run this campaign. All documented.
Wow.
If you don't have that, you're not ready to hire somebody. Okay. Because what happens is you bring them on and you have the expectations of all the shit that you want them to do. And they're completely lost. And then you're like, you're not doing anything. They're like, I don't know what to do. And then you're like, well, why don't you know what to do? Because they didn't take Billie Jean's course. Oh my gosh. Right? It gets crazy. So unless it's well documented, it's not real. Okay. So again, we're working backwards. So you got your process. Now, how do you get process? I'm going to tell you, not by the way that you sold these people today. It's great that you did it. And let me tell everyone watching at home, the best thing that you guys should take away from this is her imperfect action. She didn't put off the appointment and say, okay, let me get a few weeks and let me do this. And she's like, oh, screw it. I'm up at midnight. I'm going to throw together a PowerPoint. I'm just going to take a swing. She swung and she hit a home run, okay? So one thing that's going to get you in trouble is the way that you broke down the services, okay? Because you said, hey, Mr. Client, I want to charge you for these landing pages and these pixels and then retargeting, And here's all the chiropractor saw. Is Steve over there just made $17,000. So this is what they heard when they saw that. Blah, 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 $17,000. So remember, clients, they only pay for the result. They don't care about anything else, right? So naturally as marketers, and we have this love for technology of like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do retargeting for you. I'm going to do your website. I'm going to get you on Google in the first day. And they're like, yeah, I got to go. But is that going to, can you just, I want the elite. I want all the stuff. Just make me money the way you did, Steve.
Yeah,
right?
They actually said those exact words. It's like, I just want whatever he had. Do for me. Exactly. Okay, that would be the elite package.
Just remember what you're selling. You're selling result. And then the other thing that you're selling right behind that, but equally as important, is their time. Hold on a second. I don't have to do anything. And you're going to bring me this magnificent result. And all I got to do is give you $3,000 right now. You sure? Am I hearing this right? Mm-hmm. Where do I send the money? That's what happened on those calls, okay? So what I'm telling you is when you have all of them broken up like that, you're creating a nightmare process for your team to follow. Mm-hmm. And it becomes, this right here, it never happens. So the best thing you want to do is you want to simplify, right? So instead of having an ultra, omega, and a medium, even though comparison cells are great, right? Because they say, oh, I want the best, I'm a chiropractor, That's fantastic. But for the sake of your business, you have one deal. If you want to work with Stephanie, you pay $3,000 a month plus the advertising budget, and we'll adjust that as we go. But it's $3,000 to play. And if you don't, then you don't want the results that Steve has. And that's what we charge every month. But you use it to your advantage. So you say, look, I do this shit all the time. I said, look, I'm not going to be like those other marketers out there. And I'm not going to charge you for like a website and Google. And they always try and don't you guys hate when they nickel and dime you? Look, Steve, I'm just going to charge you one flat fee. And if I have to create more ads, if I have to create a workshop, if I have to do all that to make sure you guys team again, that's what I'm going to do. So one flat fee, no nickel and dime, What you're really doing is you're protecting yourself and your time, and you're creating a process, right? When you come into the doctor's office, you prescribe what happens. There's no negotiation with the doc. Doc, I don't know, man. I think I should go with the Tylenol instead. This is crazy. You're not talking that. You just prescribe to them. Hey, guys, this is what you need to do. So that's what you want to break down. So again, to get the result that Steve got, right? You used one campaign. Is that correct? Or were you running multiple?
That one campaign resulted in the results.
One campaign. Watch this. For right now, and again, now I'm thinking about your life and feasibility here, is you're busy, right? Don't bite off more than you can chew. All of the things like selling the dinner workshop, that's fantastic. But we don't need that right now. We just need to continue being great at what you're offering right now. So what you do is you set them up long term, and you say, Steve, we're going to be working together for a long term, right? Perfect. For the first few months, right now you're making them think about the next couple of years. For the first few months, we're going to run the same exact ad Steve did. That's all you say, because they don't care about what it actually. That's what they want. Yes. Give me the exact result Steve got, right? Stick with that. Okay, so we're going to run the exact same ad Steve ran. Run it until it gets tired. But you have on deck your next play, which is the dinner workshop. So in 3 months, when they say ad fatigue, because it happens with any marketing campaign, they say, we're starting to see some diminished returns here. You say, don't worry. I've been waiting for you to say that, but I got this dinner workshop campaign that we can run for the next 3 months. Yeah. And then I got something after that for the next 3 months. And then once 9 months cycles back, you go back to the first thing that got you there. Now you're McDonald's, the McFlurry, all the seasonal things. Again, these promotional calendars that these big companies are using, here it is on a very micro level, right? Yeah. So that's what you want to set up. Keep it simple. Do not get complicated. And again, you want to help the client, so it's going to be in you to like, I can do this also. But the reality is you've helped the client. You helped him so much that he wants to tell 10 others. He already brought you business, including himself. Plus, he wants to introduce you to more. So strategically, when you're moving within a network of people, you need to recruit some as your salesman. This first guy is clearly your salesman. So you take care of them, Stephanie, and you incentivize them based on your growth. So you hit them like this. Hey, Mr. Customer, I really appreciate you sending me your business. And guess what? I'm going to kill it for them, right? They care about that because their name's on the line. Don't mess up my name, Stephanie, and go there and do some stuff. So you make sure you confirm them there. And, hey, I'm going to do a great job for them. But what I would like to do, and I'm really passionate about helping you guys, is if you can link me up with more people, for every person that comes on, I'm going to reduce your fee by $250. Mm-hmm. Because by the time he gets to free, Stephanie, you're at 30 grand plus. Right, see what I'm saying? And guess how much selling you had to do that? Zero. Nothing. And for a mom of 4 with a busy life and a husband to retire, you don't have time to do anything else. And so that's what you create, right? So that's what you want to focus on. Don't go any further than that, and document exactly what you did to get him this result, and then bring it on to someone as you start to grow, right? But that's all I'm going to give you for now. Obviously, we're together for the year because you're part of our family. So we'll continue to work it out and make it happen. But again, having that uniform offer of, look, remember, just paying for the result, get away from the nitty gritty of all that. Just say, when you're presenting, Stephanie, in that presentation, you know what you do? You just take the campaign that you did for Steve, and you show them and say, this is what I'd like to do for you. Is that cool? They say, yeah, and then you're done selling. You got to remember there's so many things that go into the targeting and the follow-up and whatever. They're never going to be able to do it themselves, right? It's just like we talked about in the beginning. People think they know how to do Facebook, and there's so much more. People will come to our camp program. They're like, just show me the campaign. I'm like, you got to learn how to use it first. It doesn't mean anything, right? So again, that's what you're going to run. I'm really proud of you. This is impressive. This is crazy. I mean, there's someone at home, I can promise you right now, because again, I'm going to spend, Megan, note this, I want to drop $3 grand today over the next 3 days, just promoting this story. 1, because people are going to see this and want to apply, so we'll make a bunch of money. But 2, just got to get the message out, right? I mean, this is crazy. Like, again, a real person, I feel like when you see people successful, it automatically goes to like, I can't do that, right? We have those limiting beliefs like, There you go, right? And it stays that way until you prove yourself wrong. So that's what I kind of want to wrap up today with is I want to challenge everyone to prove yourselves wrong, right? And take note to Stephanie that, she didn't, in a time of doubt when she needed help, she decided to invest more into herself. And I can tell you guys, and we'll do another catch up in a few months, Stephanie, if you're not at 30 grand a month consistently, within the next 4 months is what I'll give you, you got lazy on me.
Okay.
That's the realness. You got lazy on me. That's all it means is you got lazy on me. But that's 15 clients. That's nothing, right? So the conversations that we want to focus on is continuing results. How do you retain them? How do you keep people happy? And then scaling up, right? What's the process when you start building out a team and stuff? And that's what's fun to be together for the year, right? Because we're going to see it. And I'm going to love to do all these strategy sessions and take you now when you have these wins and then jump down the road and then you hit the 1 million mark. And so, it's going to be a lot of fun. So, Stephanie, to anyone on the fence about coming on board with us for camp, what would you tell, and make it bigger than that, but anyone on the fence about life, right? We're kind of in that stuck spot or in it, caught up a routine. Just talk. Just go.
Yeah. Well, for me, that jumping off the best thing I've had to do, but it's also the hardest thing I've had to do. And just choosing to believe in myself and believe in what I'm capable of doing, especially since I did the time. I got into Clicks to Customers. I took it seriously. Every word out of Billie Jean's mouth, including the cuss words. Listened to them all, and I made copious notes, and I went in and I applied them to what I was doing with my current job, which is not the same thing, but whatever I could apply, I did, and I just kept growing and kept learning. And whenever it came down to the fact that at the end of the summer, I wasn't going to have a job and I'd have to I don't know, I was thinking maybe I could do a photography for somebody, or I was just trying to think what's going to enable me to stay home with my children and be able to continue to be my own boss. I mean, I had a boss, but I was working on my own schedule. Yeah. What is going to give me that freedom? And I knew what I was capable of doing with what you've taught in Clicks to Customers. And I know what Facebook ads can do for businesses, but it was, do I have what it takes? Am I capable of doing this? You got to think about the internal mind game that's going on in my head. I am a mother of 4. I am not a spring chick anymore. How could I get all this? Maybe it's just not me. I'm not flashy. I am very homey. Why would these chiropractors or any business look at me and see a tech savvy person who's going to kill it for them? All these self-limiting beliefs about who I am and how people see me. And I had to literally just press against that and fight against it. And I would just say really rage against it, not just fight, but rage against that. And every time I felt that way, I had to just speak the opposite of myself and just putting one foot in front of the other. And I would encourage you to do the same. With Clicks to Customers, the training is there. You can do it. You can do it. If I can do it, I feel like anybody can do it. And I'm telling you, there were nights when I was up until 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. There were mornings whenever I had to just get up earlier to do it. There were times when I'm typing with a 3-year-old in my lap and taking calls, taking kids places, or I'm making eggs while I'm so I mean, it takes a lot of hard work, but if you're willing to put in the work, and I just even just from today, being in camp, I know that, and I think this is something I said in my first testimonial video as well, was that for whatever reason, I don't know Billie Jean outside of the internet. I've never seen a face in my life. For whatever reason, I thought that if Billie Jean says he's going to have my back, then Billie Jean's going to have my back. If Billie Jean's going to teach me something, he's going to teach me something that's going to make a difference. And so with camp, even though, I had to, I would tell you, but it would take too long to tell you how I even came up with enough money for the first payment. But I knew that if I could do that, and if I was a part of the Dawn family, I knew that I'd be it. I knew that whatever I'm endeavoring in, I know that I'm going to have them at my back. and that I'm going to have that extra reinforcement to make it really happen without falling into every pitfall that could possibly fall my way, like lead ads right away. I would waste hours on, because I love to learn, and there's lots of things to learn, but who wants to learn things you can't use? And who wants to apply time where it's not going to produce anything? I mean, I'm into ROI. I want to see the return on investment. And so I would just encourage you to believe in yourself, find that inner strength and just stick to it, stick to your guns, and know that the ocean is a big place. And another thought process I had was, it's already being done by so many people. There's so many other people doing it. Like, why would I be successful at it? And it's going to be saturated market. Like, by the time I actually get there to do it, there's not going to be any customers to be had because everybody will have figured it out or whatever. But that's just not the case. It's a huge ocean, and there's so many different niches that need this. So many local businesses that need this so bad. And so I feel like this is awesome, and it trains you. I plan on eventually doing Pinterest ads and Twitter ads, and eventually, if the niche fits and they have an audience there, then why not? Let's go there. Let's learn it. Let's figure it out. So I just, jump ship, go for it, all in, and you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it for sure.
Awesome, man. And again, I want to just come super, super proud of you, because the hard work and the sacrifice that I know behind the scenes that we're not talking about today, little things that she just kind of brisked by and you belittled a little bit, but having a kid on the phone, having to do work. I mean, just think about how tired you guys are at the end of the day, and then to have to stay up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Let me be very clear. As great as I think we are, if you're not willing to do those things she just said, and be honest with yourself, if you're not, then it doesn't matter what business you go into. Whether it's ours or you're just not going to do it. This is a requirement. People think that some success stories just happen like this. That's every single success story. This is it. You're looking at it right here. So, Stephanie, again, thank you so much for sharing and being so open, about where you are. I'm telling you, there's so many people who are getting a ton from this right now. And, man, I'm just really, really proud of you. And this is the beginning. That's the funny thing. Yeah. So, Stephanie, I mean, great job. I had to say, objectively speaking, one of the hardest working, women in the game right now. And I don't know many to compare it to than that. So just great job. I'm proud of you. Thank you for being here. And you said it right. Do we have your back? You bet your butt we do. I mean, 100%. And again, I don't know if you caught it with Stephanie, but she called. She was talking to Justin. I talked to her earlier today. You in the cam calls, you see it. So I just want you to post in the Facebook group, introduce yourself to everybody. We're all here to support, and whatever you need, obviously we got your back. So thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Thanks for sharing your story. Everyone, what are you doing? Get into camp. Go to Qzx900customers.com. Use passcode BOSS. And you can hang out with Stephanie. Like, when you come in, she's not just this person that you guys are seeing through a screen right now, right? She's real. You can come in and, hey, can I talk to Stephanie? Talk to her. I mean, and again, I'm putting you on the spot. Hopefully she'll talk to you.
I will.
Yeah. So, these are all real people. And you look at the rest of our stories. This is the community that you're joining, right? So it's bigger than the Don and all of us. It's them. This is what it's about. Real people, you and I out here doing it. So, Stephanie, you're amazing. You're an inspiration. Keep it up. It's just the beginning. Once you hit 30 grand, then I'm going to push you to 300 grand. So make it happen. I'll talk to you soon. And I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.